Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to Power BI or just getting started, you are in the right place. Power BI is an incredibly powerful tool for data analysis and visualization. But with this so many features, it can feel overwhelming at first. That's why in today's video, I am going to walk you through the top 5 Power BI feature every beginner should know. These are the features that will help you get started quickly and build amazing dashboard in no time. So let's dive in. But before moving forward, I would request you all to go through my Power BI interview questions. These are real Power BI interview questions. I have also made PDF of these interview questions you can find into this top mate page, and link of these PDFs are mentioned into the description box of each video. So let's move ahead with the topic. Let's start with the first feature, easy data import. One of the biggest advantage of Power BI is how simple it is to connect to various data sources. Whether you are working with Excel, a SQL database, or even cloud services like Google Analytics, Power BI makes it incredibly easy to get your data into the platform. To import data, simply click on Get Data. You will see a wide range of options from Excel, CSV file, database like SQL Server, cloud services, and all. For this example, let's import an Excel file. Once you select your file, Power BI will guide you through the process of loading your data. You need to select which tables you want to use, and then here you can see the preview as well of product table and sales table, and before loading the data you can transform the data as well. If you click on transform data, it will open a Power Query editor where you can transform your data, like you can change the format, you can replace the values, you can remove the duplicate. All this you can do in Power Query editor. Click on close and apply because I don't want to change anything. And then it will load the data of product table and sales table, and we can see these tables here. So this feature, Get Data, is a game changer for beginners because it removes the technical barriers to getting started. No need to write complex query or script, just a few clicks and you are ready to go. Now let's talk about our next feature, which is called data modeling. One of the most important feature in Power BI. Data modeling allows you to connect multiple tables of data and define relationship between them. This is essential for building accurate and efficient dashboard. So let me show you how it works step by step. First step is to import our data. This is what we already completed. I will go to this model view option. Here I have two tables. One is sales table and one is product table. The sales table contains information about each sales, including the region, product ID, revenue. And the product table contains details about each product like product ID, category, and price. At this point, Power BI don't know how these tables are related. To define a relationship, we will click on Manage Relationship. Here you will click on New Relationship. Then you need to select the table. I'll select sales table first and then to table, product table. Now here Power BI automatically selected the product ID in both of the table because it knew that in both of the table product ID is common, and then you can see the cardinality is many to one. Power BI has automatically selected this many to one by identifying that in sales table it has many and in product table it has one, and then it also identified the cross filter direction. So here it has selected single, and then we will click on save. I'll close this window. Now since the relationship is created, this star shows many and then one shows one. Now this relationship allow you to analyze data across both the tables. For example, you can create visuals that shows revenue by product category, even though the category field in the product table, not in the sales table. Data modeling is a foundational skill in Power BI, and understanding how to create and manage relationship will helpful to build more powerful and accurate dashboard. Let's move to our next feature, which is called drag and drop interface. Drag and drop interface is one of the most powerful and beginner friendly feature of Power BI. This feature allows you to create stunning visual in seconds without needing any coding or technical expertise. Let me show you how it works. When you add a field into the canvas, Power BI automatically creates a table visual by default. For example, if I drag the region column into the canvas, Power BI will generate a table showing all regions in my dataset. But the real magic happens when you start adding more fields. So let's drag revenue column into the table. Now you can see the revenue for each region in a clean and organized table. But wait, there is more. Let's say you want to visualize this data differently. Simply click on the visualization pane and select a different visual like bar chart. Power BI will automatically convert the table into bar chart with region in y-axis and revenue on the x-axis. You can also switch to pie chart or some other visuals as well. The drag and drop interface is not just about creating visual, it is about exploring your data in real time. You can experiment with different fields and visuals to uncover insight that might not be obvious at first glance. For example, let's add category into the bar chart. Now you can see the revenue for each region broken down by product category. This level of flexibility and interactivity is what makes Power BI so powerful for beginners and expert level. Now let's move to our next feature, which is called DAX formula. DAX stands for Data Analysis Expression, and it's the language used in Power BI to create custom calculation. While DAX can seem intimidating at first, learning a new basic formula can take your dashboard to the next level. For example, let's create a measure to calculate the total revenue. We need to simply go to this 3 dots, or we can go into new ribbon and click on new measure. I'll create new measure. I'll name it as total revenue, and then I'll use sum function, and then I'll use revenue column here, and I'll close this bracket and hit enter. I will create one table visual here and will add some category here, and then I'll drag this total revenue into the table visual. Now we have the categories with total revenue. Another useful DAX function is calculate, which allow you to modify the context of your calculation. For example, we can create a new measure as well. Again, new measure. I'll name it as revenue north, and then I'll use calculate function. I'll use it this total revenue as sum. I'll first do sum of total revenue, and then I'll close the bracket of sum, and then I'll apply one filter in region column. I'll use equals to, and then I'll apply north and close the bracket and hit enter. I'll drag this measure as well into this table, and you can see that I am having revenue only for the laptop and smartphone, because there might be situation that tablet was not sold into the north region. That is why it is showing blank here. Don't worry if this sounds complicated. I'll be covering DAX in more detail in future videos. Finally, let's talk about interactive slicer. Slicer are like filters that allow you to interact with your data dynamically. They make your dashboard more user-friendly and engaging, and they are incredibly easy to use. For example, let's add a slicer into the canvas. I will add category field into it. Now you will see a slicer with the product category, laptop, smartphone and tablets. When you select a category in the slicer like smartphone, the entire dashboard will update to show data for that category. This is a great way to focus on a specific part of your data without cluttering your visuals. But that's not all. You can add multiple slicer to create a fully interactive experience. For example, let's add another slicer, and I will add salesperson field into the slicer. I will remove this slicer, and I'm having all of the salesperson list in my slicer. Now you can filter your data by both category and salesperson. For example, if I click Bob, I can use smartphone, and then I will have the data for the smartphone and from the salesperson Bob. The level of interactivity is what makes Power BI dashboard so powerful and user friendly. Slicer are a must known feature for beginners because they make your dashboard more intuitive and dynamic. Whether you are presenting to a team or analyzing data on your own, slicer are a tool you will want to use in every dashboard. And there you have it, the top 5 Power BI feature every beginner should know, from easy data import to interactive slicer. These features will help you get started with Power BI and build amazing dashboard in no time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more Power BI tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in next video.